Welcome back, everyone. Remember, single file on the way into the safe space, please. We don't want anybody getting offended or harmed on the way into this ever so safe space. No, we can't be having that. Big shout out to Edward. And Edward, I think I might actually remove the comment you made earlier, because I would hate to see your boss or you getting in trouble for taking sick days to come and chill on KBS, dude. That's taking it to the next level, man. Proud of you, Edward. Yes, indeed. We are back again, folks. It's safe space time. I hope you're all doing well out there. It is absolutely freezing over here in Glasgow today. I took out about 10 layers when I woke up, when I eventually woke up. Dang, that's another story altogether. You're lucky we're even having a safe space today. I done a story the other day where somebody went to sleep on the Tuesday and then they were surprised to find out that they'd woken up on the Thursday. That literally nearly happened to me today. Seriously. I went to sleep, obviously, when it was dark last night. And by the time I got up today, it was dark again. I know you can call me lazy. I get it. But I had a hectic day yesterday. That's my excuse. We're doing lots of streams. And sometimes, even when I don't recognise that the old body here is on burnout mode, the body takes over. And it just says, you know what, Kev, no more. Just sleep. And it, gone. Absolutely gone. And where I travelled to in that dream, nobody knows. That's a dream that I won't be getting back. I was full on comatose, I'm telling you. But now I'm recharged. I'm ready to go. We've got lots to get into today. But we don't do anything on the safe space until we have, not a roll call, but we'll see who's wandering about in here, looking lost, looking for answers as you look around this crazy world. There's always new faces in the safe space, right? Nice cozy one today. I think this later time, people must have thought, nah, Kev sacked it today. And of course, we've had the clocks going back. Everyone's time zones are messed up. It's all good. It's all good. We've got plenty to get into, folks. Don't you worry. And in light of even more evidence now coming out that channels like mine, channels like all your favourite channels that you probably tune into, we're really fighting against a very, very losing battle, a very, very strict algorithm. And in the past 24 hours or so, it's come out that channels like mine, every channel on YouTube, has a specific score. Now, that scoring goes a long way to deeming your content safe for advertisers, and it also helps you get recommended and brings new people in. And if you've been watching the analytics or just the people that have been coming to the safe space, you'll realise that about 150 seems to be where we top out on the safe space, and it never really fluctuates from that. And that's because 150 of you are really, really hardcore and you keep coming back for more, and I can't appreciate that enough. But we're never going to get recommended to other people, so this is why it's doubly important now for us all to mobilize onto social media, because giving people the link, telling people about the show, is the one way that we can almost skirt round some of the problems and some of the obstacles that are put in our way. Now, I'm not unrealistic, folks. We're never going to be the Mr. Medicare kind of 10,000 people coming in for a stream channel. I get that. But I'd really like us all to try and take it as big as we can get, because I think you'll agree that there's good information to be had. There's thought-provoking stuff along the way. And there's definitely the kind of stuff that you rarely see on other streams out there. Come on. And all of that combined with my dashing good looks, my accent and my wit and my humour, and all of you people out there, come on. It's a winner, right? So if you want to be an even closer part of the family, remember you can join and become a member. Join button is down below, or it's on the channel page, and you can unlock all of the emojis. And if you want to support the stream as we go on today, hit the super chat, or as myself and Anne definitely prefer, the PayPal. But let's get into the chat room. Who's hanging about in there? We've got Sam Rodriguez. And Sam was doing a good job promoting one of my favourite channels, not just here on YouTube, but also one of my fellow hosts over on to Truth Frequency Radio. And that is Brent Thomas with the Paranormal Portal. I definitely think if you like this stuff, if you like the woo, it's a no-brainer. You're going to love Brent and you're going to love the stuff he talks about. So, Sam, you feel free to promote Brent anytime you like, sister, because I'd be doing exactly the same. We've got Lisa in there dropping some AOCs. Good friend Jason, First World Problems. David, good to see you again, sir. Edward taking a day off. I'm telling you, man, you are hardcore. We've got Vanya in there. Yes, exactly, Vanya. Mary does love that. She a bad girl, was Mary? Or was she a fun girl? That's the question. Derek Acora, what a character. And I am going to put together the 5 top Derek Acora clips. I truly am. It's going to be worth it. We've got ZX81 in there. We've got Sidvich, all the way from Norway. Great guy. And there he is. Oh, man. It's like balance has been kind of resumed in the KBS universe. Just a guy, even unbeknown to me, what a big part of like the chat and the experience you've become to all of us here. It was only when you were missing. Why is it only when something's gone you really truly appreciate what you had before? But it's great to see you back, Shannon. It truly is. Now then, we also have Brian in there, Queen Goddess. Let's see, Boo, Dog, Catron. Right, I was just making sure I could get that right there because I am a poor reader. So it's Boo, Dog, Cat Run. I like that. Yes, indeedy. Deborah says the Cav Baker Show. I love listening to your shows in the afternoon. Thank you, Deborah. We've got the Tree Mistress in there. Indeedy. Who else? John Nelson. Yes, one more day to Kevoween. And Scotty Lopez will be here for tomorrow for our Safe Space Halloween stream. Then we'll be on TFR tomorrow night, I had to think there. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? See, it's almost like I have lost a day here. This is really, really weird. Really weird. So then, scrolling on up, we've got Zindy in there. Who else am I seeing? Anyone? Oh, Lothar. Can't forget Lothar. The Dude, yeah. Doctors have good drugs. Oh, they do that. We have, let's see now, scrolling on up still. That should be a song, especially like in our like social media age, scrolling on up. Be a good name for a band, right? I don't know. I'm in a mad mood today. Tinker. Big shout out to Tinker. And Tinker, we're going to be looking at something that you dropped into the Discord chat. I found that today. And yeah, talk about creepy cryptids. And we're going to have to really take a look together and see what we're looking at. It's strange, that's for sure. Definitely very, very strange. But yeah, that's going to make for some good viewing as we go on in the stream. And I think Sex Alexia just came in. I think I seen that name flying up there. Let's see, we're still scrolling up the way though. Gigi Kent, yes, indeedy. Good to see you, Gigi. Susie Lewis. Susie, I also have one of your stories pulled up for today. Yes, indeed. Let's see if I missed. Pat Riot, love it. Vardon Guerrero, yes, indeedy. John Nelson, I think I got that one. Rose, good to see you, Rose. Come on, folks, we need more people in green in here. I definitely think we need more green. Can we get another 2 members by the end of this stream? Do you think we can do that? I think we probably can, definitely. So then, let's see then. Scrolling, still scrolling, nearly at the top. And of course, if I've missed anyone, don't you worry. We'll come back into the chat, folks. Yep, get back to the bottom. Miss M. Vanya, I think I got you. Sex Lexia, yeah, I was right. I seen that one sneaking in. Red Cap Goblin, nice. Nice, I like that. Let's see then. White Space Marines. Oh, I like that. Do the White Space Marines take on the Blue Chicken Commandos? I'm only joking. But folks, no, thank you all for tuning in today. We've got a lot to get into. And I should be live as well on TFR later with Johnny Whistles. If we are, we'll do our number 2 simulcast like we have been doing this week. Please excuse me just now. I'm just pouring a cup of tea. And I've got the tail end of a cup of coffee here. I am desperately trying to recharge, get the caffeine into me. No Red Bull. I forgot to get Red Bull at the shop. This could be a disaster, right? No Red Bull and no devil's lettuce. No, the devil's lettuce, no devil's lettuce in me today. So who knows how this stream may go. You can tell my eyes aren't red, right? I'm actually doing this one normal. See the lengths I go to for you people out there, you know, I just pull myself out of bed and, okay, I'll get on with it. Nobody's interested. I get that. But how about, I was really kind of keen to find out today, especially since we're approaching Halloween. We'll start off on a Halloweeny kind of footing, shall we? And it was somebody that I've mentioned on the Kev Baker show a lot over the years. And his name is Alistair Mackenzie. Now, he's one of the few human beings that I know on Facebook and I have met through Facebook. And I've seen him in the real world as well. He's a real dude. He's an absolute mountain of a man. He's like some kind of muscly Adonis dude. But he loves the woo, okay? He absolutely loves the woo. And he sends me links. And sometimes I forget to get to them. But he's been really blown away by the Halloween stuff that we've been doing lately. And I've been quite enjoying the Halloween stuff. I enjoy the woo normally. And when you get a time of year when the woo is like trending, obviously I'm going to go for it. But Alistair sent me something today that I really didn't think I would ever see. And we've all heard of eBay, of course. But what about the haunted eBay? Any of you heard about this one? This is weird, pretty weird. What we're going to do is we're going to shove on some weird music, the way that the Kev Baker show does. Yes, this would be good music if you were going into like a haunted shop, right? I think it would be good music if you were going into a haunted shop. So what does the world of haunted eBay have within its web pages? Get ready, folks. This is weird. So then, purchase with caution, it says. Let me just see. Is that all? Yeah, I think you can hear me okay over the top of the music. I'll turn down a little bit just to make sure. There you go then. Right. So this says an artist's obsession with listings for the cursed, the doomed, and otherwise unexplained. Who's got candy left to give out? Edward? Edward, send me the candy. Broken Ankle. Yes. Welcome, Broken Ankle. I like that name. I don't like a broken ankle, but we've got Amanda Spencer come in as well. Welcome to the safe space. Finger paints are in the corner. Jazz hands only, please. We don't want to affect anybody with sensory overload at any point today. Maybe my music might be too much for people. I don't know. If it is, there is absolutely no right to complain. Nobody cares. I'll turn the music up if it offends anyone. I'm only joking. I'm not that bad. So it says, buyer beware, warns the eBay listing for the haunted vintage antique evil active possessed witch demon doll. Wow. So if you want to get yourself a hold of a Haunted vintage antique evil active possessed witch demon doll. Haunted eBay would be the place to go, folks. Quote, so many things have happened when this doll is near. Writes, selling treasures 7. She must go. I cannot have her in my home any longer. The doll, which has been photographed atop a Ouija board, well, that's not going to help your problems much, is it? Can be purchased for $99 plus $7.70 shipping. The Ouija board is not included. Now that is one creepy ass doll. I don't think who would pay $100 for a creepy doll though? I bet you I would be surprised. There's probably more people would pay $100 for a creepy doll than I would like to imagine. And Kristen is in the chat room. Yes, we can get going now, folks. We can get going. If not, I would be getting 10 lashings on Discord, you know. She's like some kind of... I think Kristen might actually be my handler. I don't know. Nobody's informed me. I don't know what's going on. She's savage, folks. You know, I go to take a day off and she's like, no day off. You got to get working. Tell you, man. She's like one of these guards at Gitmo or something. I'm only joking, Kristen. I'm only joking. Yes, indeed. Cheap mischief on eBay, says Broken Ankle. Oh, it gets weirder. It gets so much weirder. It really does. So if we keep coming down here, it says, I just got obsessed, said the artist Eric Oglander, 31, speaking of the night 2 years ago when he first came across a listing like this one. The item was described as a haunted box, and he immediately began searching for others. That night he captured screenshots of more than 50 similar listings and has been looking for them ever since. A haunted box, now if you look at the Jewish tradition, you find something called the Dybbuk box. And the Dybbuk box is said to be somewhere where evil spirits can be contained. I.e., if you've got some poltergeist activity, maybe you've got some demonic possession going on, a case of that, then the Jewish faith, the way they go about it is they trap these entities in these boxes. And these Dybbuk boxes, it's quite disturbing to me that you might be able to buy something like that on eBay, because much like the Ouija board, folks, you really got to know what you're playing about with here. And I don't know, maybe it's just because I've looked at this stuff over the years and I've worked closely with Bill Bean, and so many people have told me that bringing objects into your home, if there is anything kind of attached to it or anything indwelt, you can be kicking off a whole series of problems that, I don't know, you'll end up being featured on the Kev Baker show. That's the kind of thing we're talking about. So here we have a haunted spelled pirate ship. Spirits bring money, riches and treasures. Now, I think this is going to be a common theme, right? Putting the old, for the photographs, you put it on the Ouija board maybe? Or is this the guy, is he like doing this himself? Has he bought them? Are these all different sellers or are they the same seller? Different Ouija board. What else we got here then? So would you pay $50 for that? I think there's a good chance that somebody's just like adding in the fact that it brings you money and riches. You see there's going to be a lot of charlatans in the haunted eBay. There's going to be a lot of people trying to pull a bit of wool over your eyes, you know? Maybe take advantage of people looking for creepy objects. You know what I'm saying? Criminals everywhere, around every corner. So we've got another one here, $14.99. Doesn't look terrifying, but it says a haunted spirit puppies. Dog, puppy, animal, antique, old figure. No doll. Paranormal ×1. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Probably need to find a better way of naming it before somebody buys it. Now, you ain't getting me buying that. How sinister is that? And think of this as well, folks. How bloody weird would it be if you were just out at the graveyard or the cemetery and you're like visiting, you know, a deceased relative, or going to lay flowers on somebody's grave, and you spot somebody wandering through the graveyard with that under their arm. That's even more terrifying than the doll itself, right? How do you put that into context? I wouldn't even wait. I'd be gone. I'd be convinced that the person holding the doll was dead. It was some kind of ghostly thing. I'd be out of there, gone. Brown stuff right down the inside of my legs. Better believe it. I'd be sharting all the way home. Damn. No danger. So it's a 16-inch spiritual doll. Spirit vessel. Supernatural paranormal power. You better believe if there's any spirits about and they see that doll, that is going to be the perfect vehicle for them. They can creep people out from within that doll easily. That reminds me of my mum's doll, Chuckles. I thought we would be able to click on the other pictures there now. Hang on. What are we getting into here? Haunted bones? A totem, magical, with a K. With a K, folks. Yes, the Crowley K. Metaphysical. And I say the K because you get magic with a C, and then you also get magic with the K. And I'm sure if Armand is in the chat room, I'm sure if you ask Armand nicely, he'll be able to explain the difference in the spelling there. Yes. Take your doll to the cemetery and leave with a spirit in it. Sam Rodriguez, I love you. Amanda, I totally agree with you. Dolls are the worst. They totally are the worst. Dude says, what's even scarier is the Ouija board. It won't stop singing crappy songs. The Ouija board. You know, one day I will show you all my photograph that we took up my mum's one year. They decided that one year I looked like Barry Gibb, and they put like some crazy colour glasses on me. And I played the part. I went along with it. I look nothing like Barry Gibb. But we'll show you that photo one day, right? So, I mean, what's this? I mean, what craziness is this? Who would want to buy a bone, whether it's haunted or not? Who does that? Yep. You know what's missing in the living room? And you know what we need to get? We need to get some bones lying about in here. Who does that? I don't get it. Edward says he rolled a bone. And we've got broken ankle in there. Damn, there's a bone thing going on today. With a K, then it's Norwegian, said. Yeah. I know. Wasn't it Crowley and Mathers that used the K? I think it was broken ankle. I'm not sure about Mathers. I'm not sure about that name, but I've always kind of associated magic with a K to something with Crowley. Absolutely. So if you're tempted in any bones, folks, they're coming in quite cheap at $6.95, $5.95. See, I tell you, this boy's doing himself out for $4 in shipping. I wonder how that's going to go. I wonder how that's going to go when it goes through the postal service and they see like bones when they're x-raying it. Just saying. So it says Oglander describes himself as a collector of aesthetics. And girls, obviously the no-brainer here, you've probably been waiting for it. If you end up going home with a guy, no matter how good looking he is, and he has any of these lying about in his house, and he tells you he's got like some fascination with collecting creepy dolls, probably time to phone a taxi. Probably. Make an excuse. Maybe you just remembered you're working at like 4 in the morning and you need to get the hell out of there. I'm just saying, you don't want to become one of these creepy aesthetics stores in the house, do you? Oglander describes himself as a creepy dude, collector of aesthetics, and his material is the ephemera of the world around us. For him, it is not the item on sale, but rather the listing itself, which becomes the object. The listings are a way of containing a story and also telling a story, he said. The images here are taken from this collection now. Let us go back to this here, folks, okay? Now, you've got this here. You've got a listing on eBay of a doll in front of a headstone. And you're implanting the idea into the consciousness of anyone looking at this that it's already haunted. I want you to go with me on this one, okay? But could this in itself, the act of putting it up for sale, telling people it's haunted and having people pay attention to it, could that in itself turn it into something haunted? We've talked a lot on the show before about tulpas and thought forms, and the best example of that being Slender Man. And Slender Man starting, funnily enough, over on Creepypasta. Now, Creepypasta was a website I read a story out from last night, and I'll never ever read a story from Creepypasta again without first reading the story before I go on air. But it was a competition on Creepypasta to come up with some entity, some scary horror type figure. And you had people drawing, you had people writing in, and eventually we had the thing that now we have come to know as the Slender Man. All the arms and the big, tall, white, pale-looking dude. That was just a competition, but because so many people thought about it, it ended up becoming a thing. Could that happen with these haunted objects? I'll be back in 30 seconds. I want you to ponder just that. There we go, we're back, and we're actually gonna have a super chat coming in. Close the music down. Brian is on his way. Brian, take it away, Brian. This is where Brian probably will let me down. Sexlexia, thank you. Oh, I've just read what you put there. Sexlexia. I like that. I like it. Brilliant.
Bone buying money for Ant 3.
Bone buying money for Annie. Well, I have always said that for $5, I love people long time. So what I'll do is I'll say that was a donation from you, and Anne can give me the $5, and I can love Anne long time, and she can have bonage, right? I'm only joking, folks. Did I go there? Listen, if you think that's bad, probably best you tune out in the next 10 minutes or so, because you think I've taken things to new levels with traffic cones and stuff like that. What if I was to tell you that we're about to take it even further and more bizarre, weirder, and I hope nobody out there is eating their dinner. Let's just put it that way. 10, 15 minutes from now, all will be revealed. And yes, I will be sure to let Anne know that she has $5 in the credit in the bone department. What you like, Sexlexia? I'm telling you. That works. See? Sexlexia's happy. I'm happy. Anne'll be very happy. Everybody's happy, right? Apart from anyone who's buying dolls on haunted eBay. But do you get where I was coming from there, folks, with the whole tulpa kind of thing? Oh, look at this thing here. A large-size paranormal haunted box lot. Curious doll, jewelry, Wiccan, and more. Now, the reason I emphasized Wiccan there, well, remember Tia, Psychic Tia, who came on the show? And in my mind, Tia has to have been, for some reason, the most controversial guest I've had on in years. I thought Tia was absolutely brilliant. And she talked to us about her understanding, her working with, and her belief in Wicca kind of belief system and their practices. And unbeknown to me at the time, it started off one of the most outrageous crap shows over on Facebook with people coming in and trying to abuse her. And it was nasty, folks. I don't often take posts down from Facebook, but it was just nasty. It was just abusive, and all because of this topic of Wicca. Now, if people are that triggered by Tia talking that way, I would imagine they would probably frown upon just randomly buying a box full of paranormal trinkets which come with Wiccan artifacts inside. Now, I'm not somebody that runs away because somebody says, oh, I'm into Wicca or I'm into something else. You know me. I don't judge other people on what they believe or what their faith is. As long as it's not interfering with me, as long as you're not calling for violence on anyone else, have at it. You can go and worship a traffic cone and I'll be the first one there to celebrate any traffic cone holidays with you. Absolutely. But I can imagine that if you are going to get haunted goodies, things like Wiccan, Druids, and, like bad juju stuff that's been involved in rituals and things, it might not be the best stuff to welcome into your house. I'm just saying. Just saying. Oh, now we come down. Oh, look at this here. I thought for 1 minute, Lothar. I thought for 1 minute. What's up, Basic Materials? Exactly. What's up? Remember that years ago? What's up? I used to love that. Yes, Basic. Good to see you. I don't know who you are, but I just seen you saying what's up, and that caught my attention. Great to have you here. And remember, folks, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit share, leave a comment. All of these things help us to get round the kind of obstacles I was talking about at the start of the show. Absolutely fantastic. This is such a good-humoured group, says Edward. I would like to think so. I would like to think so. Yes, indeed. I'm sure in the future there's going to be bumps along the way. In fact, no, I take that back. I know there'll be bumps along the way because I tend to go into topics and maybe bring on guests at times that I know are going to be highly divisive. I know that they are coming from a point of view that's going to challenge many of the hardcore kind of KBSers out there and the stuff that we normally get into, normally believe. But that's only because I practice what I preach. We can't close ourselves off on an individual level from any topic, any information, just because it's uncomfortable with us, just because it might go against any kind of preconceived ideas we have, or it's against our belief system. In fact, all of those reasons should be a good reason to listen to somebody with that opposing point of view, to challenge your ideas, to challenge what you hold to be true. So yeah, it's fun just now, but there's going to be bumps along the way, folks. But that's why we've got the safe space, and we've got padded walls, and it's not a padded room. It's just in case anyone falls over. We don't want them hurting themselves. We've got little pads around the corners of the desks and big kind of rubbery spoons and forks and things. Nobody can get hurt. Yes, you know that. But it's going to get, there's one of these shows on the way. We're only ever a little bit away from one of these shows. Lothar says, just remember, I'm selling my anti-traffic cone for $50. Shipping not included. I will trade for a membership to the show. Lothar, that's one of the things I spoke to the person at Google about. I think, it's just my personal opinion, I would love to be able to give out 1 or 2 memberships a month if I could, but there's no option for content creators to do that. Lorna says, Glasgow calling, blow us a kiss, Kev. I would blow you a kiss, but really, the last thing you want to see is me pouting. It's not... My kind of pouty fish mouth, not good. Not good at all. Lorna, you can feel free to blow me a kiss. And with a name like Lorna McManus, that's a very, very, very big kind of a strong Glasgow name we've got going on there. And there he is, Paranormal Portal in the chat room. We were talking about you earlier, man. It was one of our listeners here, Sam, very big fan of Paranormal Portal. And I urge everyone to check that out. And we're actually going to be taking a look at a video that the Paranormal Portal took a look at. It was somebody dropped it into the Discord server. Well worth taking a look at. I had never seen it before, but dearie me. I was talking about pale crawlers the other day. Ever heard of pale crawlers, Brent? I came across the pale crawler the other day over on Mysterious Universe. First time I'd ever seen anything about a pale crawler, but the video that we're going to watch later, I don't know, there's something strikes me as being similar. But let's get back into our haunted eBay, shall we? So if I could tempt you in a haunted 100% witch-owned bluestone ring vessel, sanguine vampire master spirit ring, would you pay me $140 for the privilege? $140, folks? Are you kidding me? Dang. To get a vampire on your finger? No danger, dude. No danger. You know what I'm doing if this thing ends up in my house? I'm going to steep it overnight in garlic. Make like a garlic sauce. And then I'm going to put it in the pages of the Bible. Maybe. Who in the right mind wants to buy a vampire master spirit ring? Oh, but wait. We live in a time now where there literally are vampires living amongst us. And remember not long ago, we were going over stories about how we had to be tolerant of people who had chosen to identify as vampires. So yeah, I take it back. Of course there's people who would spend $140 on a vampire ring. Because, I mean, it's obviously genuine, right? I mean, does it come with any, like, certification? Does, like, Count Dracula from back in the day, is it signed in, like, some kind of blood or something? That'd be kind of eerie, wouldn't it? So it says, I appreciate the fact that these photos are being taken for the sole intent of selling an object, Orlander said. And once they are put into a new context, however, they can then be appreciated as something aesthetic. By collecting the listings in this way, Orlander brings out patterns that may go otherwise unnoticed, and if so, only in passing. So I wonder what patterns he's found emerging. And here we have the haunted spirit figurine, no doll, Simba cat, a haunted Simba, the bastards. Who spooked up Simba? You see, this is what happens when you put like ornamental cats on Ouija boards with crystals that probably people have no idea what the power is within them. This is just irresponsible, oh my word. Oh, ooga booga. Music time. Get the music back. I'll tell you something else I've noticed. I've seen one pattern emerging. Wah wah wee wah. Look how much that doll's worth. Well, for a start, if I'm spending 5.5 large on a doll, it better have bloody eyes. It's the main thing, right? 16-inch doll. 16. Wasn't it a 16-inch doll before that got haunted? Like that creepy one up at the gravestone. Or, girls, yeah, I'm being very gender stereotypical here. Girls, the dolls just come like 16 inches. Is that just like the average size? But it says here, damn, haunted 16-inch spiritual doll spirit vessel. Supernatural paranormal power. 5.5 grand. The only thing spooky that I can see here is the price. That scares the shit out of me. I'm telling you. So it says here the haunted eBay listings include many ordinary objects. Feathers, coins, pebbles, pieces of wood even. And often they are said to be enchanted for luck or for fortune, good or ill. You will be able to feel the vibrational energy from your coin. Must be a positive environment and attitude for it to work, advises one seller. Please note, this chip is for money luck only, not general good fortune or finding love, which are different spells, warns another. And I'm sure if you looked at that seller's like page, they've probably got different items with the different spells. Am I mocking it? No. Do I think some of these people are trying to make a coin on the back of something that's blatantly not haunted? Yeah, I do. But that doesn't take away from the fact that there are objects out there that are haunted. And I'm telling you folks, be very careful if you're going to take something into your house that you don't know the history of. Very careful indeed. Especially if it's something like, oh, I don't know, a voodoo spell lucky money token casino chip. Bally's AC, not haunted, but it's powerful. And it's like a placebo. If you think something's powerful and it's going to give you luck, folks, I would imagine statistically you're going to notice your luck going up. I'm just saying. This one here doesn't look like your magical rock, but it is. It's worth $50. Metaphysical magical rock. Slice of pie, haunted stone. Healing, unity, and gain. Yes, indeed. Oh, what's this? This like some kind of smudging stick or something? It says haunted folk magic, natural wood effigy. Healing or hexing, elemental artifact. Is it just me, or do these like adverts read like some of the creepy posts from that 17th letter of the alphabet? Is the 17th letter of the alphabet selling these things? Because it sounds like the same person speaking. You've got all these random like capital letters and question marks. I'm just saying. But I tell you what, folks, if you ever see one of them when you go home to somebody's house after a couple of libations, you know, a few drinks, going home to get some brown cow, and you happen to go into the bedroom and you see something like that lying around, out the window, off ski, we're gone, because there's a good chance if they've got a bottle like this in that bedroom, it's going to be filled with chloroform, I'm telling you. So this is a brown whiskey bottle from a haunted cabin. And there's something about whiskey, there's something about alcohol, spirits. I'm not saying that means this is a haunted bottle, but for $6, really, does it matter, you know? But spirits, they definitely open the aforementioned portals. Yes, indeedy. Let's see. Other items are said to have powers all their own. Hearing voices is really common. Sounds, faces appearing, Oglander said, but also misfortunes happening. A string of negative events happening in people's lives, like these objects have cursed them. Remember what we were saying though? Could me, if I was to take the little stress ball here that Fred Doe sent me from Portugal, or our traffic cone here, and I was to put it on eBay and say, this is haunted, it's creepy, it's possessed. 1,000 people look at it, and 1,000 people might laugh. But also, those 1,000 people have just put their subconscious energy into that one object. And it's back to that whole tulpa thing. Could we actually create a haunting in an object just by telling people it's haunted in the first place? That's a weird one to think about, folks. It's a weird one. So it says the claims are, of course, difficult to verify. The site's rules dictate that all listings must offer a physical item or a tangible service. Many listings include disclaimers about the object's supernatural abilities. As required per eBay's policy on the sale of paranormal items, this is for the sale of a tangible item only. No promise of a spirit attached, writes one seller. Purchase with caution, writes another. Not recommended for children to play with. And I would definitely suggest that with Christmas coming up, this here isn't on anyone's Christmas list. The It Clown Haunted 21-inch doll spirit vessel paper mache paranormal active creepy VTG. Damn. Yes, and first world problems in the chat room. Yes, the smudging. What the F is a smudge? I thought it was a small stain. Smudging is when you see people with the sticks and the sage, Jason. You see them going about and like clearing places, stuff like that. Just a guy says thought smudge is a black eye for football. Smudge, eh? Oh, look at this thing. Same house. This person here is just a creepy doll collector. $20 for the It one, and haunted spirit doll, spirit vessel, supernatural, paranormal, active, possessed. Yes, indeed. Not in my house. Not. What is this? What the hell is that? Cornman, strange cornfield sightings, paranormal apparitions, and it left behind a mask? Oh, I wish I could click in bigger to that. That's classic. $110? Go for it. Haunted coin, very active. Make wishes, fun and magical. One haunted coin and you're getting about 50 of them. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be buying that. So it says still, such disclaimers do not entirely prevent instances of negative feedback from disappointed customers, which sellers sometimes address. They often reply and say, well, you need to exist with, that you need to exist with it for a while before you start experiencing things. You didn't give it enough time. Yes, indeed. So somebody says here, I'm disappointed that nothing happened. You've had the item less than 24 hours. These things take time. Not haunted, not sure how they ensure spirits go to the good people. She has described, it takes time. Please be patient. Oh, that's a creepy one. $560. Again, a creepy price. In this context, Buyer beware serves as both a disclaimer and as a potential selling point. As one listing put it, I don't take any responsibility for it. If anything happens, blown fuses, divorces, etc. Now the item, a vintage teddy bear, sold for $560 after 46 bids. Wow, look at that thing, man. So we're almost at the end here now. It says, when asked if he was superstitious, Oglander said, I guess I believe in spirits. I want to at least hope that there's some magic in the world, some underlying thing that we can't see. Still, he has never bought a haunted item. And I ask all of you out there, would you buy something that was genuinely at the centre of a haunting? Like the Dybbuk box that was in, was it The Conjuring? That movie? Series of movies? I remember Clyde Lewis had the owner of the Dybbuk box in the studio. Would you? Brent, would you buy the Dybbuk box? Would you have a Dybbuk box in your house? I don't think I'd go for the Dybbuk box. I wouldn't go for anything that I knew was haunted, folks. I wouldn't. Good to go and see in somebody else's house. Great to go and investigate somewhere. I ain't got the balls to bring it into my own house, though. Edward is asking, why is alcohol called spirits? Now, I've had many guests on the show, and my own personal opinion on that is because literally, whatever it does, it allows these entities to literally possess us. How many times have you looked at somebody drunk and it's almost like they've not been the same person that they were a couple of hours beforehand? Only to speak to them the next day and they say, I've got no recollection of what was happening. Yet they were having conversations, they were doing this, they were doing that. They look a different person, they don't remember what was happening. They were drinking spirits. I don't know. It all seems rather connected to me. Drink a tea, back with you folks. Rob Stewart, we love you too. We love you too. And remember, in the safe space, you can use the word guys and nobody will judge you. But out in the real world, oh, be careful with the G word. Be careful, man. There's people waiting to get offended everywhere. Okay then, folks, okay. Let's get back to it. We've got a couple more stories here before I leave you today. And we're moving into the weird and wonderful world of the cryptids. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. A little while since I've touched on the Bigfoot. But we have got... Oh, hang on. We have got one of those stories right here for you right now. Yes, indeed. Provided by my good friend Alistair Mackenzie, who also provided me with the haunted eBay link as well. Retired policeman in Wisconsin and a family claim seeing Bigfoot. Now, this is really interesting to me because I had a guest on the show not long ago and his name escapes the top of my head right now. But I had Bill Bean on, I had Mike Super, and there was also a state trooper from New York. And he and several other law enforcement officers had an experience where they claimed they had seen something that was, well, the Bigfoot. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I put a lot more weight behind witness testimony coming from somebody that is in law enforcement or somebody like that, namely because of the damage that making these reports could do to their career. Just the ridicule that they're going to face alone from their peers and their mates and everything back at the station. I don't know, it just adds an extra level of credibility to it for me. So let's see what it's saying here. Look how beautiful that is. All it's missing now looks like something like The Walking Dead, right? You see all your walkers going down the road. But it says here, the man, I'll blow it up a little bit so you can see it as well. The man reported the sighting, a retired police officer, says he, his brother and sister were driving back on a road near Tripoli, Wisconsin, when they observed the unusual being on July the 7th, 2019. The day was clear and cool, and we were travelling approximately 10 to 15 miles per hour in a Chevy Suburban, he told BFRO, and I think that's the Bigfoot Research Organisation, I think. And I was looking out across the clearing when I saw a large, reddish-brown, upright figure running along the edge of the trees in the distance. He said that the creature was hunched over and that it was too large to be a deer. And it didn't have the proper height or gait to be a bear. Now, he says that when he turned to ask his brother and sister what they had seen, they confirmed the sighting. So we've got multiple people have seen something out of place. His brother says he was described, or his brother, he says, described the being as 6 feet tall, hairy reddish figure with no muzzle or neck. And he also said that the smaller trees moved aside like it was pushing its way into the woods, the retired officer added. Now then, Bigfoot sightings, we get them absolutely all the time. And I am 99% convinced that there is an unknown species living out there in various locations around the world that is a little bit more special than 99% of the species that we have identified on the planet. Now, what makes the Bigfoot special or different from all the other species of anything else we've ever discovered? Because I think this fits into the very kind of small category of, don't laugh at me, interdimensional species. I honestly do think that's what we're dealing with here. I know it sounds weird, I know it's outlandish, but I'm only being honest. There is something that people are experiencing. Some of the tracks from time to time that people have seen have been genuine. And that in itself begs the question then. If there is something out there, why haven't we found its habitat, like where it lives? Does it build like nests? Stuff like that? Why haven't we found any remains of some unknown species that we haven't identified yet? Stuff like this can only be explained if it doesn't actually reside here all of the time. In fact, it would appear that this reality, our world, is somewhere it only comes for very brief visitations, and it would appear it lives somewhere else. No evidence of them living here. I'm sure by now in the year 2019, with all of the various research that's been done around the world, we would have something conclusive by now, but we don't. And for me, that isn't enough to say, well, there is no Bigfoot. Because all of these sightings have gone on for years, and you go through indigenous peoples as well, they talk about these entities. I just don't rule it out, folks. Don't rule it out. And you're only one sighting away from being a Bigfoot believer, I would imagine. And I still often smile because anytime I talk about Bigfoot, I think about Clyde Lewis when I had him on the show the first time, and I was asking him about his Bigfoot adventures. And they went out there, they were Sasquatching, is that how you call it? Squatching. They were looking and didn't find anything. And then the day they were getting ready to leave, Clyde was having a coffee in the morning, and he was just sat there and just happened to be looking out the back of somewhere. And lo and behold, here was what he described as a young-looking Bigfoot. And because it happened all so quick, here he is, Bigfoot hunter. No picture, though, because, like I say, it happened all so quick. So yeah, that was Clyde's kind of weird story with his experience with the Bigfoot. And I know that Brent Thomas, I know he goes out and does investigations as well. He gets a lot of people on his show talking about the Bigfoot. I tell you, folks, I would just, if you're not too on board with the Bigfoot being real, at least don't rule it out. Don't rule it out because there's no real evidence. It's hard to prove a negative, I get that. It's hard to prove that something doesn't exist because there's always going to be that ambiguity. There's always going to be something comes along that you can't definitively disprove. However, I do think the Bigfoot, along with so many other things, are very, very real. And this next thing we're going to look at isn't a Bigfoot. Not for me, anyway. Not unless it's a Bigfoot that's into manscaping. Because we're going to look at something that's been captured on camera a couple of years ago. And I have no idea what we're looking at, folks. No idea. So before we get into this, let me just shove on some music. Let me pour an our quick cup of tea. Because if I don't get an our quick cup of tea, I won't be here for very much longer. And I know you want to keep me here because that's the way you roll, right? So let me do that and I'll be back. And we're going to take a look at something that I'm describing as the pale crawlers that we seen the other day. And that in itself, the fact I think we found a pale crawler should be terrifying to anyone. It terrifies me. Whoa, before I get my tea, we have got Neil Bowie. Neil Bowie is saying I had an experience that could be attributed to the Sasquatch here in the UK on Halloween in 2012 in the middle of the woods by me. Neil, I didn't know until a couple of years ago that we have anything that's like associated with the Bigfoot. And then I had a woman on my show, again I've forgotten her name, but she talks about the wild men of the UK. Yeah, you get the Yowie over in Australia, you get the Yeti in the Himalayas, and you get the Bigfoot and the Skunk Ape and so many other names in America. But we get the wild man over here. Okay then, folks. So before we go on to the creepy pale crawler, something else sent in here from, I think it was Jason. I grabbed a link, and this is strange unknown noises that have been caught. And could this be the sound of the Bigfoot? Build it up a bit, make it a bit more atmospheric. But here we go, folks. Let's take a listen. That's really hard to hear. I'm going to put it on a bit to see if it gets louder. Oh, come on. Did you hear that? I hope you heard that. Can you hear that? Because that is quite low. I can hear it, but I don't know if you can hear it out there. And if you can't hear it out there, then that's pretty bad. Oh, definitely not wind. Robin, what I'm hearing, definitely not wind. Now, that's a baby. I get that. That's a baby. Somebody says coyote howls, maybe, or they love coyote howls. Somebody's getting horny in the chat room. Austin, cool. Does sound like something howling. It does not. I'll need to try and turn that up or something. Yeah, it's very low. Very low indeed. That'd have been pretty good. It sounds, it's not so much that it's low, it's that it's off in the distance. That's the hard thing. But if you're listening at home and you've got like headphones on, you can hear it. So I'll drop a link for that in the chat room again so people can go and hear that. Yeah, just heard it. There you go. Yeah, Neil, it's off in the distance there. You got the gangsters in Chicago. Absolutely. So let's go to this other thing, though. This is weird. Now, this comes from somebody. It's a person called Robin Grebenik. I'm just going to blow this up here a little bit so we can see it. And the name of this is Evil Creature Caught on Tape by Rick Grebenik. Now, this was back in 2017. This was uploaded. It's almost had 1 million subscribers, 750,000 views it's got. I've subscribed there. I'll drop a link to the channel over in the chat room right now. And this here, folks, is some of the most creepy ass stuff I've seen.
Damn it. Get this freaking thing working. There it is, there it is.
Now, before we listen to this, Lothar, like that, says the sounds like a male elk in a rut. And I know I'm from Canada. I have several elk who do that. That's plausible, definitely. Yeah, Brent, I watched this earlier on today, and it's pretty weird, man. It's pretty weird. Somebody had seen it on your show, and they dropped it in. And folks, just watch around this area here, like towards the right, top right of the screen. Just watch.
It's gonna believe me. It's the only one that will believe me. Oh my god. I can't believe this. Damn phone.
Hey, Mickey G.
Hey Mike, I need you.
Hey, can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
A little bit. Yeah.
Alright, you're not gonna believe this. I got it on video now. People think I'm nuts. It's on video, it's playing right now.
Huh?
I put the iPad in the window and now this thing's coming up to the steps in my backyard, Mike.
What's coming up?
It's like a weird demonic looking thing and it's like a human. And it's all scratched down. And this is the second time this happened this week. And as I'm talking to you, this is all on recorded. And it doesn't see me. I'm in that, you know, that sunroom?
Huh?
All right, I've been putting the iPad out. It's around, and it happened. Weird things been happening around this time at night.
Can I record it?
You're on record. Everything's recording now. I can see the thing. It's like looking around weird.
You see this here, folks? And what the hell is that?
Is
It's
you're recording the video?
yeah, right now it's on the video. It doesn't see me. I'm sitting back, but I can still see out the window really good.
I mean, that's like long arms. And for me, I don't know, it's almost like it's crouched down. Like almost on all fours. That's why I got the impression of the pale crawler. And I'll just show you the pale crawler. If I can find it on here. Probably a fair bit down now. There it is there. Look. That's what I'm talking about there. And then this here. Look, see it?
You should
Can
see.
hear you?
No, it can't. But it's looking around like something out of a weird sci-fi movie. This thing is freaky.
And somebody's got the sun on their screen. Sam, I'll drop the link in the description in the chat room here. That's no problem.
It's on video.
Huh?
Huh?
Not a person?
No, it's an evil identity. It's evil entity. This thing's like wicked looking. but it's a human form though. You gotta wait until you see the video. I got it on video. It's
Okay, good.
this is like one out of a million things that people will not. They'll think I'm. They won't think I'm crazy no more. Wait until you see this. Oh my God! It's like you should see this thing, Mike. Oh my God! Like a gargoyle. It's like a gargoyle, man.
That is just bizarre, and I get some people are saying it's hard to see on their phone. I've dropped the link in the actual chat room, and being all black, Photoshop, King, it's hard. You could go for Photoshop here, but to be honest with you, I think it would be a far easier to have somebody wandering about out the back. You could just have somebody out there. But to me, again, there's something, I don't know, it's just something very, very strange about its gait, the way it moves. Again, you have to keep an open mind on anything video these days. I get that. I totally get that. And again, maybe the context of the telephone call, hearing the guy speaking about it adds to the woo. I don't know. I just don't know, folks. Oh, hang on.
And it's like 35 feet away, and it came out of those weeds. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It's a
On
plant.
the left side, or by the right,
Looking
on
out.
the backyard.
Yeah, on the right side, there's the weeds there going down that sidewalk.
See, that looks like it's arms down onto the ground, like it's walking about almost crouched down. I have no idea.
Okay.
I got it on everything, and and everything. The whole thing right now. It's the iPad's recording everything. Me, you, and this thing. And I don't know. I should. What's the police gonna think? It's looking. Oh my God! Oh my gosh, dude, this thing is weird. Just.
Sure it's not somebody you should call the police?
Yeah, no, it's a demonic creature. It's not human. And it goes back. It just went back. It dove back. It wobbled back in. I can't even explain it.
Sierra is retreating away now. It's going away.
It knows something's going on. I got it now. I got it on tape.
You know, good thing to do when you find something like this. And take a look at the channel as well. See what's happening on the channel. Right. So the guy isn't like somebody that's uploading like paranormal stuff at all. That's not his thing. And then all of a sudden, boom. Now, that in itself proves nothing. Okay, but even here, when you look at that as well, look at the jump in views that he was getting. And unlike some YouTubers, and I've been there when you get like the big hits, you know, it's quite, that dopamine, the dopamine gets you, and you want to chase that feeling again. So he knows that his music only gets so many hits, 1,000 if he's lucky, and I'm not criticising that. But what I'm saying is, when he's seen this 2 years ago getting 750,000 hits, he didn't follow up with anything else afterwards, which for me, it doesn't prove it's not a hoax, but you would expect to see other type of stuff on there, other type of content similar, like trying to drive up the views again. There was no ad when I went onto the video either. I don't know.
Just pray.
Folks.
Wait till you see this thing, man. Just pray. This is really freaking me out because 3 nights ago, I'm laying on the couch. I heard something open the door and walk through the sunroom as I'm laying on the couch. Then as I woke up, it was like gone. It was like it shot back through real quick. And I know I heard the door. Then 2 nights ago, I was seeing like this. I was seeing this thing. See, and now it's gone. So I got 2 minutes on tape on a video, Mike. Yeah, so it's like everything you're saying and hearing now. When I play you back the video, you're gonna wait till you see this. Just pray. I mean, this.
Here it is again, look.
Oh, geez.
He was working different things, and the enemy is being attacked by you, Lord. And I just
You see that definitely as it's walking there, look, and then it crouches down.
Being attacked by you, Lord, and I just. He's all worked up, but God, I just come against this. I find these things.
Armand, I'm struggling to see. Like myself and Scott, we've got like things we do, like the first appearance. And again, this is just looking at it. You could take it through After Effects, but
Right now, these evil spirits that are
it appears that there's something out there. Again, just something. I'm not saying what it is. I'm saying it definitely appears like there's something out there. But keep an open mind, because, come on, I can be giving a speech in the White House with deepfake technology. I get it, folks.
yard. I just bind those things right now. I command them to cease and be still, be gone. I pray that you give written peace right now. I come against all fear. I bind that in Jesus' name. I pray, Father, that you just give peace and comfort, Lord, that he knows that Lord, you are watching over, Lord. You are his rear guard, that nothing's going to call me when you lay down at night. No subterror will come upon you.
Oh my God, there it is, Mike. It came back. Oh my gosh.
I command you to go in Jesus' name.
This thing is
Be gone.
looking weird. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It knows something's going on, man. This thing is. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Oh my gosh. I don't know what happened. We got disconnected.
Whoa. Well. Whoa. I don't know what to make of that. I honestly don't know what to make of that, folks. I just don't. That was compelling. That was weird. And folks, I'll drop it in again so you can watch this. Watch the actual video itself. Make of it what you will. It's one of the more interesting clips I've seen in a long time. Long time. Plus the context of the channel. It's not a paranormal channel. The guy's doing normal music stuff and suddenly, boom, he catches something, which would be quite normal behaviour if you caught something like this. Your channel, you're not into the paranormal, you upload that and, you know, you go back to making your videos, get you 1,000 hits. You don't touch this again because maybe it doesn't happen again. Maybe you don't catch anything else. Maybe what we're looking at is one of these genuine cases of something in our reality. You know, something I'm guilty of myself so many times is talking about these kind of topics, believing in these kind of topics wholeheartedly, and then being cynical to the point of being very dismissive. The minute that I'm talking about myself here, sometimes see footage or potential evidence to back up some of the anecdotal and hearsay stories that we go over at times. And because we've been so conditioned to believe that the mainstream media and so many people out there are determined to pull the wool over our eyes, and so many people are, so many lies and disinfo and misinfo, you know, we're very, maybe to the point of being overly critical anytime we see anything. And perhaps we're dismissing stuff that is evidence to support the claims that we make, to support that there are other entities coming into this realm, that there is definitely something supernatural going on around the world. Call it the paranormal, call it supernatural, call it demonic, call it the woo. More and more people are having a first-hand experience of this stuff, folks. And whether it's this video here or some other piece of video that we haven't seen yet or may already exist out there online, have we already discounted it because we've been conditioned to think that everything we're seeing is lies, everything we're seeing is fake? Makes me want to go back and look at a lot more of the videos that are out there, to be honest with you, but maybe this time with not such a skeptical eye. Not going in there with the confirmation bias, the convincing myself that we always get lied to, so what I'm about to see is bound to be another lie, right? Nah, it's, this one here is definitely food for thought, big time. A big shout out to Tinker for dropping it over on Disclose, and a big shout out to Brent Thomas at the Paranormal Portal for showing it on his show, because we would never heard about it that way. So then, before we go away today, and I'm going to have to rush off, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it for KBS later today. I'm on dinner duty this week. The clocks have gone back, so It's a mad rush. I've got Kevin. You don't need to know about that. Maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll try and get live today, an hour from now, over on the tfrlive.com. But it might be one of these days, folks, where I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and come back again tomorrow. But there's something else that I wanted you to see before we go away today. And it's my good friend, Paul Joseph Watson. Yes, indeed. Myself and Watson, we shared a cold one together down at Bilderberg back in 2013, back when I was uploading YouTube videos to one of my previous channels. And I used to capture a lot of the news clips, a lot of the big events that were playing out. And at the time, Paul was a writer on InfoWars, and he would link to a lot of the videos that I'd be uploading because they covered the news stories he was writing about. So that's how I ended up meeting him down at Bilderberg. And, of course, Paul's blown up since then. He's like a megastar now. The left, all over the world, they absolutely hate him. But he looks at the world very much the same way as I do. And from time to time, we ask, when did this even become a thing? And don't be eating your dinner in the next couple of minutes, folks. Don't be eating your dinner. Because if you thought people's proclivity to get amorous with traffic cones was a bit mind-boggling, what you're about to see here takes things to an entirely different level. Yes, indeed. Take a listen to this.
Why so pessimistic, Paul? Surely you have faith in your own generation. Surely there's hope. In millennials. Yeah, no. Nearly 60% of millennials agreed that the Constitution, quote, goes too far in allowing hate speech in modern America.
Oh, but wait, this isn't the bit that I expected used to kind of get repulsed at. We ain't even got there yet.
And that the First Amendment should be rewritten. I mean, why defend freedom of speech when the freedom to serve beer with your ass is so much more fundamental? When you're in your 30s and the idea of leaving the house on a Friday night sounds exhausting. Soy face. But I get it. Sometimes it's hard to live up to traditional standards of masculinity. So GQ magazine has discovered new masculinity.
Remember we covered this as well? Yeah, we're on it.
Wearing earrings, giant sleeping bag dresses and crying. So masculine, because having a net worth of $150 million is such a struggle.
The bottom line is to completely smash heteronormativity. That's what
Smash heteronormativity. Go figure.
we want to do.
So masculine.
What is this entity's problem?
This is why the terrorists hate us. Or maybe that is. Or maybe that.
But get ready, folks. It's just around the corner. It's just around the corner. Get ready.
No, wait. This is why the terrorists hate us.
You ready, folks? You ready? Get ready. Traffic cones. You'll be wanting a traffic cone by the end of this.
And I'm feeling insects crawling all over me. It creates this sensation that washes up and down my body that's just pure pleasure. And feeling that closeness with these creatures makes me feel wonderful and loved.
Yeah, he's got a kink for creepy crawlies. I ain't shitting you.
Inside.
Putting your penis into a container and then filling that container with earthworms. The worms will writhe and move in a way that provides an interesting and exciting physical sensation.
Literally having sex with a can of worms. So trendy, so masculine.
There are definitely folks who have concerns around consent.
You don't deserve a penis. You just don't deserve one. If that's what you're going to do with that God-given creation that you have swinging between your legs, pal, you don't deserve one. You look like a worm.
I don't worry over much about issues of consent if I'm talking about a maggot.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah, there's something wrong with your head.
obviously the weirdest thing about putting your knob in a jar of worms, whether the worms consented or not.
And I had someone say to me at a class once, she said, well, that earthworm hasn't consented to being on your genitals.
You actually had a real conversation with someone about whether earthworms consented to be writhing around on your genitals.
Paul. You, my friend, are going through the same daily turmoil that I go through, my friend. I feel that pain. I know how that feels. I know what emotion brings that face on.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yes.
If you bring genitals into it, people...
And let's face it, if worms could talk, they wouldn't go anywhere near this creepy-looking entity.
get weird.
Gee, I wonder why.
I just simply enjoy the sensations of the insects. The ants and earthworms are probably the two most frequent ones I play with.
This gives a whole new meaning to the term bug chaser.
There's a safe way to insert earthworms into the urethra.
All right, that's
Yeah, he's literally putting worms in his pee-pee, folks.
enough. Stop.
I think that if our society can get to a place of acceptance of people's desires.
No, there should be no societal acceptance of you inserting worms into your cock. That's fucking disgusting. Broke, I'd rather not eat bugs. Woke, eat bugs to save the planet. Bespoke, include bugs in your sex life.
Yes, there we go, folks. There we go. I thought that would be enough to gross your average human being out. People who do have an IQ over 50 and are not a couple of sandwiches short of a picnic. Can you imagine hearing in on that conversation in a bar or something where that baldy individual was talking to his friend and his friend more concerned about the consent that the worms did or didn't give than the actual act of sticking your manly bit in the worms in the first place? Yeah, exactly, Paul, exactly. I feel that exact way. Folks, I've had a blast today. We're in Halloween week, and if that isn't creepy enough for you, I don't know what I can do. You know, we look for monsters here, there, and everywhere. Oh, wow. Thank you, Jason.
Myself, Kev Baker, and Paul Watson, help us, please.
Yes, the three of us, the three musketeers, we could rid this country of so many of its problems if only eugenics was in. I am only joking, folks. I'm only joking, but I've had a blast. You've been in the safe space today. Remember to hit like on your way out the door. Hit share. Leave a comment. That's the way you get round the algorithm. That's the way we get more people in here. And I hopefully, I'll try my best to get back just an hour from now on tfrlive.com. But if all else fails, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back tomorrow for what is going to be a massive day of streaming and radio. It'll start off with a safe space with Scotty Lopez at 5 p.m. In fact, no. Yes, it is 5 p.m. in the UK, and that will be 1 p.m. over on the East Coast, 10 a.m. on the West Coast. And then tomorrow night on the Kev Baker Show, we'll be continuing our Halloween festivities. What have I got planned? Well, that would be telling now, wouldn't it? And I can't be doing that. Or is it just that Kev hasn't planned it yet and he doesn't know what to tell you? Take your pick. Either way, I ain't sticking my Johnson anywhere near earthworms. So you can trust me, folks. What is wrong with people? When the hell did that become a thing? Eh? Really? And I was asking yesterday how all these good-looking people, like the attractive women on Tinder, how they couldn't get a man in the real world. Well, little did I know I would answer my own question today. So I'll see you all later or tomorrow. Keep it real. Keep your mind open. Keep looking at the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo. Paranormal portal. Are you still here? Is the paranormal portal still here? I'll hang about. Hang on. I'll hang about. We'll do it this way. Paranormal portal, are you there? I'll put it in the chat room. We'll get round this whole thing. Yo, bro. Paranormal. How about you? How about if you are free tomorrow, you jump on the KBS show at night. We'll do it live. I'll try and shame it. I'll try and make it happen. He is there. Brent, how about we join forces tomorrow night? You jump in to the Kev Baker show as my Halloween special guest. How does that sound? I think the audience might approve of that. I'm just guessing. We'll wait. I'll hang about. I'll kick back. I'll relax. Yeah, Lisa's happy. And I know Lisa, she's a mod over there. Jason's happy. You see, we've got so many of the same viewers and listeners here, Brent. I think we could have a very happy Halloween experience. But only if you're free, brother. You know me, I'm shameless. Absolutely shameless. Sex Lexia is on board as well. We're waiting. Paranormal Portal's looking at his calendar right now. He's thinking, can I rearrange the furniture and get in here? Yes. Awesome, dude. So, yeah, that means you'd be finished up long before your parathon. And I like that. That's something for me to watch. Tomorrow, folks, we're going to do it. The Halloween special on the Kev Baker show is going to be, oh yes, it's going to be the Paranormal Portal meets the Kev Baker show. Hold on to your woo, folks. This is going to get absolutely brilliant. What could happen when the two paranormal powerhouses from TFR join forces? You'll just have to find out tomorrow. Oh yes, indeed.